Today I want to talk about microplastics. So I've been seeing posts on Facebook um, about microplastics being in people's bodies. Uh, I cannot really confirm this in my own experience, but I know for sure probably. I mean, Tupperware, and all these different kind of even soda cans. I know that soda cans, um, like the aluminum, it can kind of, I don't want to say melt, but it can. There's like a plastic lining in there. But anyway, a lot of the things that we have around us have plastic in them. So even like this shirt, um, pretty sure even metals as well too. You know what I mean? I know for sure gold. Your body absorbs gold, and then I think silver too. I'm not too sure about silver, but I know for sure gold. But yeah, microplastics. They found microplastics in people's bodies. Um, it's causing people to have inflammation and also just to be overall just not as healthy as people used to be. But this goes along with GMOs as well, so genetically modified organisms. Um, as the population has grown and the demand for food has gone up, they have been modifying uh, food so it is can be grown faster, and then it's resistant to pesticides, and also they pump chickens and beef with steroids to get them to be more muscular. So there's documents on this. It's there's documentaries on this that you can go on. I think on Netflix has a few. Um, you can look up, or you can even do your own research. I think is I was gonna say WHO, so World Health Organization. You can look up some things, but to be safe, they say that it's best to wear cotton, even like your underwear. So I know they've tested in men. They're saying that a lot of men have microplastics in their penis, so it could affect erection, so like erectile dysfunction. But this goes a lot deeper too because it can go into arteries and like blood flow. So to combat this, we can wear cotton underwear, or there's other. You could just look into it. I mean, um, any clothes that you wear that is not really cotton has microplastics, and they say that when you wash the material, microplastics are released. So I'm sure, like when you move around, you know what I mean. Just everyday wear and tear of the fabrics, microplastics go into your body, or at least they're on your skin, and then also breathing as well. Um, it's just become like a normal thing of these are the products that we have. Also, like in food, so um, bottles, plastic bottles, even like I said, Tupperware. Some of the the everyday products we use, like plastic forks, and just the containers that hold the food, um, can transfer not only microplastics to the food but also to the chemicals into the food as well. So just be mindful of that. Um, it's always best to kind of go close to the source. So fresh fruits and vegetables. If you are gonna get meat, maybe you can go down to your local butcher and talk to them, or locally grown, grass fed. That's always best. You can also do fish, but know that fish, They do have diseases with fish as well. Fish has mercury, so if you eat like a lot of fish, that is a possibility, mercury poisoning. But that's like really high amounts of fish or seafood. Um, but just kind of be cognizant of what you're putting into your body, and then uh, fluids. So drinking enough water, flush your body out, and then keeping inflammation down. So what I do, what I've been doing recently since I've been cutting as well, cutting weight, is I'll do in the morning like a tea. So I will do green tea. Green tea is good for metabolism. It helps you burn body fat. But also I'll do cayenne pepper, turmeric powder, uh, cloves, and cinnamon. I talked about this in another video, but that's something that really helps inflammation, and I've noticed it as well too. Like before, especially if I'm eating a lot of carbs or processed snacks and things like that. I think just the last video I talked about insulin, so that can also raise inflammation as well. So just being aware of these things, trying to be healthy. If you're in the U.S. has a big problem with being overweight. This has been going on for a while, but like I said, this is also with the food industry as well. They don't really have as strict um, regulations. So there's a lot of chemicals that they use in the U.S. that are banned in other countries. So just some things to think about. Always, look at the nutrition facts. What are you putting in your body? Like what is on the label? Do you even know those things? But then also, even toothbrushes that just came up randomly. When you brush your teeth, you microplastics go into your mouth. You know what I mean? And then just everything. So the toothpaste you use, maybe even like the mouthwash or just like deodorants. Everything is basically a chemical. Um, Humans are not really meant to be doing all of that. We have grown accustomed to this. So, like I said, this is kind of the norm. So, to be a part of society, a lot of people just do this just because that has become what everybody does. But I found that for a while I wasn't wearing deodorant, and then I'm not. Uh, right now, I'm not doing super labor intensive jobs, so it depends on your job as well too. You know what I mean? Go with whatever works for you. But I found that I don't really smell that much. But I've also been fasting and drinking fluids, so I'm flushing out my system. But depending on your diet really does affect. So like if you have high sugar content, this affects your body odor, so it will smell more just because of the yeast, the sugar in the sweat. It'll come out and it can cause bacteria. So just things like that. The healthier you are, the more you shouldn't really smell that bad. Like you will have everybody has their own smell, their own body odor, but it shouldn't be too overpowering. I've noticed that for me as well. But yeah, just like I said, be aware of what you're putting into your body. Um, Depending on how old you are, you might be forced to do this, like forced to go on diets or just lifestyle changes. I'm kind of getting into middle age, I would say. So I've noticed um, as I've gotten older, I've always kind of been a little bit healthy, not super health conscious, but I've always been healthy of like, okay, like I said, working out and building muscle, things like that. But now I'm more so focusing on blood flow, like cardiovascular health and overall well-being. So I've noticed that, like I said, fasting helps me a lot, helps with the inflammation, along with the tea, the mix I just showed or told you guys about. That helps a lot. But yeah, it's always good to be on top of your health because it only gets worse. Wherever you are right now, it can get better over time. It'll get better. Like extra virgin olive oil, you can put that into the tea as well. Oh, that's another thing. So I add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. That's good for cardiovascular health as well, like arteries. I used to do it every day, but then I think with that particular diet I was on, that might have been too much because I felt like it was kind of just in my stomach. Like sometimes I would feel the oil like just there. So if I would burp or I would just maybe eat something, a certain food, it would kind of just be there. Like it felt like it was just like sitting there. So now I do it like every other day or every 2 days, and that's kind of been a little bit better. But also, like I said, I've changed the diet to more fasting. I think fasting is right now I'm doing 3 days. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I'll do less. It just really depends on how the day is going, what I feel like. But yeah, stay up on your health, mental health as well too. Stress levels, keep them low. I talked about nervous system regulation. That's another one too. So always try to be relaxed, safe, secure, where you are. This might not be that easy for you depending on your lifestyle and your job, just the people you have around you, everyday environment. So that's something to think about as part of a healthy lifestyle. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you some of the ideas that kind of been going on in my head and what I've been thinking about. So hopefully you enjoyed it. You might have hopefully learned something or piqued your interest to do some research on your own. But be on the lookout for other content, and then also check out my website for the services I offer. Share these videos, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you on the next video.